Okay, this video is going to take us through a very important concept or skill that we need to have in writing our programs. And what this particular concept is going to do is going to allow us to create programs that are a little bit more realistic than what they have been in the past. For example, our programs up to this point, the programmer, you, have been assigning a value to all the variables. And that's not really as realistic. What we want is the program to write programs that will interact with the user. In other words, it will ask the user questions, and then the user will be able to respond by typing in his or her response. And then the program then would read it and recognize that input and then store that input somewhere. And so what we need to do is we need to have the code that allows the compiler to do that, that allows the compiler to recognize user input and to be able to store it. And so an example that you and I run into in real life is on forums online like this. So in these, we would be entering data into these fields. And notice we know what to type in that field because of what we call a prompt. We know that we're supposed to type the email here, and we know that we're supposed to type our first name here. And these are prompts that we will actually be dealing with as we write our programs. And for example, and I'll just show you really quickly, we're going to see code that's going to be a prompt would be like down in here. So we're going to be prompting the user with a print statement. And so remember that when we get to that point, that's what we're going to be dealing with. And so as we look at that picture some more, these the user would then type in these fields, and then this information has to be saved, has to be stored somewhere, because it's going to be used at some point down the road. And so it is very important that this information be stored as well. And then the other thing is that in order to do this, we're going to have to import what's called the scanner class. So we're going to be using the term scanner. Now the thing is that oftentimes in Java, words are used that we are already familiar with before we even take this class. So when you think of scanner, what do you think of? And so I think most people would think of something maybe even at a grocery store that like this. So you would hear the scanner specifically is being used to actually read the barcode. And so this is a specific object that's being used to read the barcode. It's used to recognize what that barcode is saying, and chances are it's signaling a specific price, and then that price needs to be stored somewhere in the program that's using this particular device, the scanner. And then if there are more than one thing to scan, then those prices would be stored and then added together so that it would be able to come up with the total price. So this is going to be very similar to what we're going to be doing and creating in our programs.